Hello and welcome to On Point, presented by Chicago Communicator News Media. I'm TJ Daniels. We have Ms. Wanda Carter here, and a special guest, Dr. Lang, who is Ms. Stacey Lang. We also have Rose B. and Ms. Sandra Campbell and Ms. Renee West. I want to tell you a little bit about Dr. Lang before we get into it. As president of Lang Capital Group, Lang leads all aspects of program development operations, including fundraising, reaching $150 million for capital and programmatic support. Her responsibilities include public-private partnerships, advancement operations and services, meetings and special events, and stewardship and donor relations. Lang has expertise in building fundraising infrastructures as well as developing solicitation strategies for donors across multiple giving channels. She leads the business development and grant research activities for LCG, as well as developing strategies and partnerships to increase the flow of capital to the social sector. Lang brings more than 18 years of capital and programmatic fundraising experience concentrated in the healthcare, veteran housing development, medical research, and academic arenas. In addition, she has been appointed as a professor at Olivet Nazarene University. In 2019, Lang's vision expanded to even greater heights as she sought out some of the world's greatest business coaches, trainers, and small business investors. And together they launched, quote, the Smart People Network.
All right. That is interesting. Welcome to the show, Dr. Lang. How are you?
I am absolutely wonderful this evening. Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely. Yeah. Our young man read your little introduction, and I'd like to play that video that you sent me.
I'm telling you right now, if you are going to birth your dream, your calling, your passion, and the second half of your life, you can't draw back when life gets tough. You've got to stand up to it and push.
Okay, guys, so this is what I want to do. I want to talk to you about money today, not sales. All right. If you don't get the money right, you're not going to make the sale, period, okay? $1 million. Peter Thiel, $2.8 billion Peter Thiel said, the single-digit millionaire, you know what that means? Guy with $1 million, or two, or three, or four, cannot even provide his family with proper defense, legal defense in America.
I don't care how good you are, I don't care how talented you are, I don't care how much you work on yourself. There's some times when things aren't going to go right. There are times when anything that can happen will happen.
Life happens. The unexpected, the uncalled for, the unintentional. We've been damaged emotionally, damaged spiritually.
It may be your business. It may be your heart that is broken today. It may be the number in your bank account that is screaming, you are broke.
You can break physically, you can break mentally, you can break your heart, you can break your spirit, and all of those are going to leave a mark. But the mark that they leave can be the mark of victory or it can be the mark of defeat.
As Derek Jeter said, there may be people who have more talent than you, but there's no excuse for anyone to work harder than you do.
It's not easy, but through practice and practice and practice, practice makes what? Absolutely not. Dismantle that belief system. Practice makes improvement.
Fear is self-imposed, meaning it doesn't exist. You create it, you can destroy it too. It's an intangible. If you face your fears, guys, you will realize it's not that big.
I want your dream to be so clear, so vivid, right? That when you wake up in the morning, all you got to do is step in your dream. If you're not where you are, if you're not where you want to be, if you don't have what you want to have, if you're not where you think you should be at this particular place, it has nothing to do with the system, but it has everything to do with the fact that you're not making the sacrifice.
The moment you can figure out what it is you're supposed to be doing, the sooner you are able to get about the business of doing that.
All right. Look at there, Dr. Lane.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, that was a powerful video. Powerful video. I said, I know we have a treat this evening. Please talk to us about what we need to know about the facility that you're running over there on 55th and all of your aspirations for that facility.
So first off, I just want to thank you and your team for giving us the opportunity and myself the opportunity to come on and speak to you about the Smart People Network and what we're doing in the community. I see quite a few of Smart People Network team members and people in our organization have tapped in, and we really build, that's the very fabric of who we are. We tap into each other, tune in, tap in, and turn on is what we call it, to help people grow and develop their business and their business skill. So we have an office space, 5401 South Wentworth in Chicago, in the heart of the city. And it's about 2,500 square feet. And we, pre-COVID, we were doing trainings and grant writing and business. Post-COVID, now that we're going back in, we're doing training just a little bit different, but still the same thing. Educating and helping people build and brand their business. So yes, post-COVID, it's about building and branding their business. And so we have space that we rent out to the community for people who kind of have an off-site office that need a space to meet in a professional environment. We have office space for that. And then we have people who want to host professional events. We have a space for that as well.
Okay. So it's like, as I heard you speaking yesterday, you guys do a lot of training. You help businesses get started and get themselves acclimated to making money. You can write the grants. You help them get the grants. Is that correct?
So in the last 2 quarters, we've done about $250,000 for small businesses and entrepreneurs. When I say dual, that's either in grant, private funding, or private investment. So we've done a lot of capital movement.
That's excellent.
Over the last couple, well, total, but this last couple quarters have been pretty aggressive, primarily due to everything that's happening with COVID and everything we're doing there. So we had to do some kind of out of the box thinking.
Yeah, I can imagine. So since COVID, you probably had to do more remote things than people coming to your site.
Totally remote. We do a lot of things with Webinar Jam and our Zoom meetings, but a lot of people are starting up their business. See, in a time of crisis, this is what we know. In a time of crisis, it's no longer the haves and the have-mores and the have-nots. It's either you're gonna win, it's sink or swim. There's nothing in between. You either drowned and you lost it all, or you rose and you flew like an eagle. Some people are soaring and some people are deep and deep, everything is just wiped out. So what we have found is a way to pool our resources and to mitigate some of that wipeout. Okay. You know, sometimes some people lost their office spaces. So we have office space. Some people want to start their business and they have, but they can't go further than not knowing the difference between an LLC or S Corp or C Corp, or why do I even want a nonprofit? And so what's beautiful is that we can help them with that. We can prepare them for that. So what we've done is we've brought some of the greatest minds in the world, literally, to help that people would never even have an idea or have an opportunity to meet or grow it. Mm-hmm. And now they can because they're part of the Smart People Network.
All right. Sandra, ask your question.
Yes, ma'am.
My question is thank you, Dr. Lane, for coming. Tell me, how would a person join your network?
Phenomenal. So we go to www.smartpeoplenetwork.com and you read about the network and see the resources that we do provide. And if it's a match, then we tell them to join. What we'd like people to do is attend one of our briefings that we have every week. They're listed on the website as well. But what we found lately is that many people are going to the website and they're just signing up because the membership sign up is there. So you get access because we give grants monthly. Applications are available for members only. So we also do training and development weekly. So what people have done is they just sign up and get involved. And the membership is $97 a month. And all of those trainings are included. Now, let me give you an example. When we were live in my office, we have about, let's say on the average, 80, 85 people would come weekly. To attend one of our classes is $485.
Okay.
So you got 80 people coming through weekly, paying $485, but we don't just give you information. That's the difference between Lane Capital Group, the Smart People Network, and the rest of the higher education, higher learning institutions. You leave with a degree, but you don't have a skill set. So we teach people a skill set to implement the knowledge so that they can monetize the knowledge that they have. If it's not making you no money, it's not making you no sense. It's not making no sense for nobody. So what's important to us is that you just don't know information, but you know how to implement it. You know how to, and not just for you, but for your entire business, your community, and those whose lives you're impacting. That's what's important to us.
So you mentioned the grant writing. Is this only for organizations that are nonprofit?
Oh, no. Maybe 65, 70% are for-profit businesses in the Smart People Network. So we have grants, right? We do grant writing for nonprofit and for-profit, and they have grants for nonprofit and for-profit. However, in the Smart People Network, we just don't believe in grants for your business. We got a grant called the Daily Bread Grant, because sometimes some people may be doing okay and they just launched their business, but they need some help with that car note or with the rent or the light. So we got a small grant stipend that's anywhere from $1,000 to $2,500 called the Daily Bread Grant. Sometimes I remember, because as a single mom, I have 3 children. My oldest is 31, my youngest is 11. And I mean, they each 10 decades, a decade apart, right? But when I was a single mom, I needed some help. I knew how to do my business. And if somebody had just gave me a hand to get to this next level, like, let me just get over this.
Yeah.
You know, I got that. I didn't need it for my books. I didn't need it for starting my LLC. For the immediate bill that was at my door on that day. And I got it because I knew how to write grants and I knew how to make it happen. But everybody don't have that access. And because they don't, we found a way for them to have access. A lot of times you don't win because you're not accessible.
Okay. Reuben, welcome to the show. I know you have a question for our guests.
No, not really. I just want to ask her how she's doing. She's been doing this work for a lifetime. And I had the pleasure of experiencing her great skills with my Books Overball program that when we were first starting up, she was instrumental in giving us wisdom, knowledge, and getting us focus and infrastructure. So I can vouch she's been at this a long time and she knows it like, so all I can say is, how you doing? Kudos and keep it moving. She's a great person. She kind of like me. I thought I knew everybody till I met her.
Wow. All right.
Hey, Stacee. Hi, Dr. Lane. How you doing?
Hey.
TJ, you have a question?
Well, my question is more, hi, Dr. Lane. My question is, for those who are economically disparaged over the time of COVID, their businesses are economically disparaged, was then transfers to that being their personal economic situation because their business is their main source of income. How will this become accessible to them? You say $485 for maybe one attendance, and then also a figure over $50 for a membership week or monthly may seem a little pricey for one who is not making enough to pay for that. So how is this becoming more accessible to those who have a business, need help, but are not in the economic position to reach out to the Smart People Network or the Lane Capital Group?
So we have a lot of events that we host that's informational. Very good question. Very good question. So we give a lot of informational resources where people want to, here is where you go to get access to ready-made capital. How do you get involved with the PPP? How do you get involved with the EIDL? How do you get involved with SCORE and SCOPE and all? They have a lot of resources that are available. But let me tell you something, TJ, if you got a business, now this is the truth. The person in business, when we call business, we really have to educate people because sometimes what we have is a hobby. Now, if we got something that we call business and we are not in an economic position to do $100 a month, then that's not a business. We got to show, that's one of the things we show people right away. Where is your threshold to say, I'm in business or I am in hobby? Because you got to go from hobby, idea, and then you got to pass idea to you go over that threshold. So then you pass that threshold, and then now I'm a business owner. Everybody got a level of resources because to really be in business, you got to have some resources. You got to have some money. That's when I say resources, I'm always referring to money. You got to have some money when you're in business. So the Smart People Network is made for entrepreneurs and small business owners. Now we have some products and services offered by Lane Capital Group where we do informationals, where we show you how to get other resources that are outside of business. But if I'm really a business owner, then I got to have some capital. You know, sometimes I got a girl that make hair bows. She do dynamic. She do really good. As a matter of fact, I bought one just before I left town. I'm down here by the Mississippi River. It's spring break with the kids, so I had to tap out for a little while from business. But it's a hobby right now for her. She does the best bows I ever seen in my life. I just keep buying those bows, bundles and everything. But until she reaches certain threshold, you know, she's like, I think I should quit my job. You quit your job. See, there that Robert Kiyosaki on those 4 quadrants is true. You can't jump from employee to hobby and think it's a business. Business come with a particular set of revenue. Does that make sense, TJ?
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, it does. Thank you.
Anybody else have questions for our speaker? All right. Well, now, so let's talk about how the community can get involved with your organization so that they can now know how they will be able to utilize your services. So, for example, we have small businesses throughout Chicago. Anthony, you're a small business. Talk to Dr. Lane about what some of your needs may be.
Okay. And see, I run a nonprofit corporation.
Okay.
And one of the things my attorney told me a long time ago about a nonprofit, you can make as much money as you want to. And that's the misnomer that we have about nonprofits.
Okay.
And see, most people don't even know that professional sports is a 501c6 nonprofit corporation.
What's the 501c6? What's the difference in that and a 501c3?
Well, the difference is they run sports, and the Supreme Court and Congress have made them exemption. Okay, they the only industry that have protection under the law.
Wow.
And
Listen.
professional sports, along with collegiate sports, is now a $1 trillion industry.
Okay.
$1 trillion industry. Now, with the Daddy's Club as a nonprofit, I'm at a cap. I don't want to go over $50,000.
Okay.
Because if I go with 50,000, then I got to do 1099, then 1090. Then I got to do all this paperwork. I don't want the headache. I just keep it under the threshold, continue to do the things I've been doing. So if I get $50,000 a year and help the community, that was the purpose of us having a TV show. Okay, it was a spiritual TV show. So that followed up under our guidelines.
All right.
We was going to Cook County Jail with our prison ministry. And a lot of the stuff that we was doing got thrown out the window because the economy collapsed.
Yeah.
And people was not giving us money like they used to.
Okay.
We don't even put on banquets no more because what we found out in the banquet business, your tickets have to be so high now in order to make any profit.
Yes.
And
wow.
we had always prided ourselves on keeping our tickets at $20.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
But then we found out who made the money. The restaurants did. Okay. So, so if I can get $50,000 a year to do some of the stuff that we do, I'm happy.
Dr. Lane, what's your advice for this gentleman?
Well, it sounds like he's happy at $50,000 a year.
I like that in you, my queen.
She say, sound like you happy. She ain't gonna even, I mean, why waste her time?
I mean,
oh boy.
Well informed. It sounds like
I just need somebody to give me $50,000 every year. I'll be happy.
You'd be happy. You'd be happy. Okay, Keith, you got a comment?
Well, not necessarily outside the fact that I love Dr. Lang.
Oh.
I am a member of the SBC community. I'm here in strict support of Dr. Lang.
All right then. Come
She
on.
is truly awesome, man. You know, she knows that I work a lot. So I'm here just strictly to listen in, learn what I can learn. But the thing is, Dr. Lang is awesome.
Sounds like she's done a great job for you.
She has been an awesome help to me personally.
Okay.
And from a business standpoint. She's a godsend.
Wow. Listen, you got to give us an example of this godsend. Oh, I like that.
You want the example? I'm as upfront as they come.
All right.
I'm going through a divorce right now as we speak.
Okay. Okay. Bless you, my son.
Believe me, Dr. Lang has been one of the strongholds that has held me up.
That's wonderful.
That has guided me. That has allowed me to see things when I can't even see.
Okay. Okay. I can
She's
understand
a spiritual mentor also.
Oh, wow. Dr. Lane. That's excellent. We all need mentors. We all need spiritual guidance. So that's a wonderful testament. Dr. Lane, we salute you.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
I really appreciate, Keith is a prime example of the power of the Smart People Network. Even though we haven't been able to meet face to face, but we've been in the rooms together. And when you reach the heart of the people, see, when you going from the heart,
yeah,
you know, like I may never get an opportunity to meet Campbell face to face, but I'm gonna do some work with that sister. You know, I may not ever get an opportunity to see Mr. Travis beyond that 50K, but you know, maybe at the time we'll be able to share with him as well how it's so important to you know, lift the ceiling, so to speak, that we say, because we'll show you how to take, you know, your 501c6 and You also need a 501(c)(2) and how to use those different entities and create a trust and how to move money that doesn't hinder your growth and development. You know, the whole it's yours to keep. You can have whatever you want and whatever you believe you want, you can have it. You just got to believe that you're worth it.
That makes so much sense.
I believe that we as a people are worth it. Just write the number, like they say, write the vision, make it plain. So with the Smart People Network, I pride myself in not being the smartest person in the room. I call on Keith. I see McCoy on the line. I see some of our top leaders on the line here. And Rose, I see Rose. I see Tia. Wow, I see the team. And what I say to them is that I turn to them sometimes. And I'm like, because I don't have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, but I have all the people to go to with the answer.
All right.
And that's what's important.
That is important. That's very important. You have to have a team, don't we, Sandra? I have to call my girl all the time. I need that support. I need that help. Her grandson is my engineer. He's working the board for me. So I'm starting a youth program where I'm going to be training the youth to do television production, to do radio, to do internet website development. They are tomorrow's men and women. We need to get them ready because I don't want them to have to go through what I went through. So,
and that's a different language right there. I don't want people to have to go through what I went through. Now, before it used to be, I went through so much, you got to go through it too.
Yeah.
But that's no longer the rites of passage over here. See, we got a different rites of passage.
That's right.
If I went through it, I'm going to tell you where the landmines are. I'm going to tell you where the bombs are.
Come on,
I'm going to tell you how to avoid the explosions so that you can level up. Everything we do is about leveling up. And it may not be right when you want it to be, but it's coming.
It's coming. Come on now. She sound like a warrior on the trail.
Another point of view too, and I tell people there's two universities you can go to. OPE, which is Other People Experience, which costs no money, but you can go to the School of Hard Knocks.
Yeah.
That's the worst school you can go to. But some people need to go to the School of Hard Knocks because they're so damn hard-headed.
That's the only way they learn.
Yes, that's the only way they
have
learn.
To experience it themselves. They can't take
Yes.
They can't take your experience and grow from it and avoid those pitfalls. They have to do it themselves. So
yes.
go bump your own
It hurts very much, ma'am. It hurts.
Yeah.
I understand. I do.
Yeah, that school of Hard Knocks ain't no joke.
Right.
Man. And as the elders of the community that we are now, and when I look when I look in the mirror, I used to say, damn, I remember when I was 21. and now I'm 121.
You speak for yourself. I'm not up there with you. Oh no.
But we have to love our young people enough, as Dr. Lane pointed out. Part of our job is to help nurture them so that they don't have to fall in the lion's den.
That's right. Absolutely.
And we need our young people, especially the millennials, to understand. No matter how smart you think you are, you should still show your elders respect.
Absolutely. Respect is easy.
And that is the problem with some of our young millennials. They think they know everything. They've been on the earth 2 days and think they know everything.
But remember, Anthony, when you were 20, you thought you knew it all too. So it's okay. We just gonna help them realize they need help.
That's not true. When I was 20, I was stationed in Germany.
Oh,
I was in the military. Okay. No, I didn't know nothing. Even as smart as I am, I still don't know nothing.
I'm not going to respond to that.
You know,
Dr. Lane.
I think I think that what you're saying is you weren't the needle in the you are the needle in the haystack, because the average 20-year-old does think they know everything.
Yeah.
Yes,
They
you're
do.
right.
They haven't reinvented the wheel.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've been educating myself biblically, and I'm reading all the same things. They have not reinvented the wheel.
Right.
It never be reinvented, no matter how old you be, how old you become. There's always going to be the younger generation that think they know. And hence, what you said before, sir, the school of hard knocks.
Yeah. There you go.
That hurt.
Yeah.
And it forced you to learn a lot quicker. It does that.
And sometimes it costs you.
Like a headache.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. When the lessons cost you money, you learn real fast then.
Well, this is Brother Reven. The lesson calls you deaf now. It ain't what it used to be. It's calls you deaf. And so, but I want to kind of.
I think one of them young persons took him out.
Stop. TJ, you got any other questions? How do you see what is your perspective on how people should utilize the information they can learn from Dr. Lane to help them, like some of your peers, they're in business?
No, I believe that, and my grandmother tells me this all the time, and I as any young person who thinks they know what they're doing cannot stand to hear it, but you have to hear it. And you can't tell them to be quiet, because then you won't be living after that. So you just have to hear it. You may not believe it at the time, but you will later on. But I believe that as any person who wants to do anything, you have to hear and you have to understand and take in what the person who knows what they're doing or has been through what you're going to eventually go through. Whatever they say, you have to at least hear it and listen and take it in. Now, I'm not saying that you have to live by that.
Okay.
But just to respect their point of view and understanding of what you're going to soon go through is enough for you to know that when you do go through it, first of all, that somebody told you would go through this.
Okay.
Second of all, so that you have some knowledge on the matter so that you are not completely lost in the dark when you do go through it. Third of all, so that you can devise a strategy to get out of it. And fourth of all, so that you can get out of it in a way that leaves you intact for the next obstacle that you will encounter.
Oh, TJ, see, that's why I love you, young man. Can I order about 10 more of you?
I say we need to clone that young man.
We need about 10 more of you.
Yes.
As a matter of fact, I want you to work with me now, TJ, because we got a job to do. That job is getting all these other young folks to think just like you.
Well, y'all be careful what you ask for. It's a lot of hard work that's involved in that. We've been working with that for 15 years. It's not over, and we're still not done. What I would like to say is, Dr. Lane, while you were talking, and again, I've worked for the government all my life. I'm thinking about actually working with a contractor, because I'm one of those people that looks for the sure thing, and because of my profession and because of what I do, I can count on the sure thing. I've had relatives who own businesses, and I never wanted to be tied down or obligated like that, because I understand you eat what you kill, and when you don't kill nothing, you don't eat. But I strongly believe individuals like yourself, you need to be in the high schools, and you need to be in the 8th grade, 7th and 8th grade, because especially for our Black children. I mean, whites are introduced differently to business and how business works. And many a times that entrepreneurial spirit or that spirit of getting involved in something, like you said, it comes out of necessity. And when I say out of necessity, either they're tired of their job, they're tired of not making enough money, or they're tired of not being in a certain income bracket. So it's something that motivates them to go and to get it. I mean, even if they just look around at their peers or their family members. I think what has happened in the Black community, we've been so oppressed and suppressed when it comes to being your own entrepreneur and making money that we don't have individuals like yourself with the knowledge to bring it in at an early age. I think as a whole, if individuals like yourself were able to talk to and give guidance to these young folks, they would actually start out earlier. I mean, even though they may want to go get their degrees, I'm not telling anybody not to go to college. I believe in college. It helps you out even when you get your business. But they would know also the financial aspect and how to take what they're learning, because you teach them how to implement what you're training. Now they can take that education and what they're learning in that education and make it make sense on the financial end. That doesn't happen a lot of time for our kids. There's that big gap. And like they say, they may have been messing around and playing with things, like you talk about a hobby. I know a lot of people who are doing a hobby who thinks it's a job. I mean, they think they're running a business and it's really a hobby because they ain't making no money. But if they had someone like yourself to tell them on early on, they wouldn't be making these mistakes they've been making for the last 10 or 15 years.
Dang, that long.
Oh, I know something.
That long, that's deep.
You know, that's
They
true.
don't realize
I can appreciate that. That's really true. And that's really the market that we have in the Smart People Network really is that 38 to 65 age range. Now we get some earlier and even some later, but at that 38, 65 right there, those are the people who are coming out of the hobby, who now have a few of the hard knocks under their, they've been hit a couple times.
Yeah.
And it's like, I need to do something a little bit different now. And that group is the group to say, I know what I know, but they now know what they don't know. And they're willing to get some help from someone else.
Yeah.
And that group. So you're right. Getting people early on. We do some mentoring in the schools. We have some of the nonprofits that we even set up an organization, each one teach one. We have a lot of financial literacy programs, and that's real, even on insurance. I kept my insurance license for one reason, because I believe that every Black man, of course, everybody else, but every Black man on the planet need to have a whole life and a term life insurance policy. If TJ was to fall down right now and he had the proper insurance or got hurt, harm, or danger, God forbid, but anything for a Black man, the statistics, as we all know, if they had the insurance, when they went into the hospital, they got living benefits. So that means I'm in a hospital and they got to pay me $1,000 a day because somebody shot me and I lived.
Yeah.
And I had to do 30 days in a hospital. Well, if that is the case, they need insurance.
Yeah.
Stay young. Spend $30 on some insurance. Spend $50 on some insurance. If I invest in anything with all of my nephews, my nieces, I get them an insurance policy. That's my birthday gift.
All right. Hey, Tia, you have your hand up. You'd like to ask our guest a question.
Oh, I didn't really want to ask a question. I just want to say a comment.
Okay.
I just want to say that everything Keith said is a true story about Stacee.
Okay.
I respect her. I love her, and I believe in SVN.
That's excellent.
That's all I wanted to say.
Oh, that's so nice.
Friday, y'all. That's what they're doing.
That's wonderful. I mean, well, they obviously respect you and appreciate what you've done in their lives. So that's a beautiful testament to who you are.
When he gave testimony, I be quiet, but I can't never pass up a chance or a moment to give some. But I knew before before I even talked to her for the first time, I felt God put her in my path for a reason.
Okay. All right. And he does. He put people in our path and for a reason. Some just for a season and some for other reasons. But yes,
that's right.
He does that. Yes, he does. Keith, you had something else you wanted to say?
Yes, ma'am. I totally agree with, I don't know who was speaking about the education part of it, but I partially agree with that from a statistical standpoint. And I learned this my first year in the military, and that was over 20 years ago, that statistically speaking, going to a 4-year college is a waste of time. So unless you're going to be a doctor, a lawyer, something that requires a higher level of education. And what I've learned also is that listening to all these self-help, I listen to all kind of stuff right now because psychologically I'm not right.
Okay.
But what I'm hearing is that, you know, the American dream is to buy the house, to get a good job.
Yeah.
And really all you're doing is enslaving yourself.
Yeah.
That's all you're doing. And doing those. The American dream is nothing but enslavement.
Oh, hey, brother.
So where we are at this point with somebody like Dr. Lang, could you imagine if we get the people in this community right here to say, okay, well, I'm gonna do it. I really can't afford it. I mean, man, I'm paying lawyers out the yin yang.
Yeah.
With you. All because I chose to be a decent man and say, okay, well, don't worry about this. I'll take care of this. And that ended up biting me.
Wow. Wow.
So now where I am is really just trying to pick up the pieces.
Yeah.
Trying to figure out what it is I can and can't do because I'm dealing, well, I'm not, because God got it all. I'm going through
Come on now.
this process.
That's right. You're going through.
And Dr. Lang has been a listening ear. And it's not just me. I've sent people to her.
Okay.
Who don't know. She has an herbalist that I sent to her.
Oh.
She is awesome. Her products are awesome.
Really?
Need some self-help. I said, Dr. Lang, I really need you to talk to this young lady because she has great products. I suggested that she send Dr. Lang some of the products and come to find out Dr. Lang truly enjoys the product. So not only did Dr. Lang listen to what she had to say, acknowledge her shortcomings, but now that young lady is well on her way to be elevated higher than you could ever imagine.
All right.
Because Dr. Lang offered her expertise, her friendship, her spiritual guidance. I mean, this is a much bigger community than anybody could ever imagine. Because everybody got their arms open, their hearts open, and they are willing to help.
You're talking about that community that you're involved with, right? Dr. Lang's community.
I mean, but I'm speaking in reference to, and it may sound like I'm just trying to sell the community, but I'm speaking personally because these communities are not even willing to talk to me about my divorce.
Wow.
Just say, look, Keith, how's everything doing? Okay, y'all didn't get back together. Okay, well, Keith, this is how I can help you move forward.
Wow. You need the consultation. Life in the big city. Keith, you're going to be all right. You're going to be all right.
It is truly awesome.
That's excellent.
Yes, Keith. Brother Keith.
Yes, sir.
Let me ask you a question. How long have you been going through this process? Because I've been divorced going on like 29 years now.
Dang.
And it took me 10 years. It took me 10 years to get back on my feet.
Yeah.
Because, you know,
I'm not one of those guys that it's going to take me long to do anything because I'm directly to the point. That's just my personality. So I don't, just like when the person who orchestrated this meeting asked me, and I asked her, "Is it something that you really want me to say?" She said, "Yes." I went there. I went all the way there because that's who I am.
All right.
That's what I do.
That's wonderful, Keith.
So I'm a lot of things, but I'm a terrible liar. I'm horrible at it. Every lie I've ever told in my life, I've been caught. So I realized that's the school of hard knocks again.
Yes,
I realized I need to stop telling lies.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I'm glad to say that.
If you could see my face, you would understand exactly what it is I'm saying.
Okay.
Because my reality is this. What I did to deal with whatever issues I had in my life was I worked myself to death. Now I can't even work myself to death because they're going to say, like her lawyer said, well, he make $100,000 a year, but that's on a $67,000 a year salary. So I think the reality of it all is Dr. Lane has kept me glued to this community, her alone.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And I'm truly understanding that everybody in this community, their arms are open. They are. And you will not make a mistake. That $97 a month is well worth it because anybody you need to touch, you can touch.
Oh, wow.
Anybody you need to talk to, you can talk. You won't have an issue with it at all.
That's excellent.
Just to let you all know.
Now that's excellent. You gave a wonderful testimony. Sandra, question. TJ, question. Anthony, question.
So, Dr. Lane, I guess my question to you is that since so many men have so many issues, and one of the things I found out about life, that a lot of men did not have good role models in their homes. They don't really know how to love a woman. We don't know how to treat a woman. And because we got all of these built-in or innate hostility towards our women, how do we begin to break that barrier? Because it ain't nothing like understanding that every man needs a good woman. And I'd say a good queen.
You know, you answered that question by asking a question. How do we begin anything? We begin it with the question. How do we move on? We ask the question. So, you know, saying, how do we break this barrier? That starts the discussion because there's no one cookie cutter for anybody. I mean, Black women love the Black man.
Oh, say it again.
Yes.
We love the Black man. I mean, we love you. You know, we love you all. And I mean, asking the question, I'm sure Sister Carter will have some open discussion on what we call in the Smart People Network, we say he said, she said, that dialogue.
Yeah.
It's so important to have that dialogue so that we can better understand, because we want to understand our counterparts just as bad as you do. We want to be able to understand and be covered. You know, we want to be in that covering as well with our brothers. And it's not an easy toll for anyone. The system, you know, we'd go all into systematic setups and everything. The finance, just like the whole world is set up so that you can know A, but you can't know C, or you can't get to B or D. You can only get so far. Well, when you're in a network of people where they're over there at L and M, but they never covered B and C. But if I got this block and you got that, what'll happen if we connect the dots? And that's what we train on doing. We connect the dots, and you can't help but you put a whole bunch of like-minded people in the same room on one mission, one cause.
The world better watch out.
You better watch out. It's not no lotions and potions and nothing about what is your goal? What do you want to achieve in life? And how can I help you get it done?
All right.
That's all. Anybody you talk to in the organization, what are you doing and how can I help you do it?
That's a wonderful
That's what the Smart People Network is.
That's
so people want to be in that discussion. It's genuine. We point you to the Capitol. We go the extra mile. If you all haven't applied for your funding and got it in, even on vacation, I told the family, look, y'all got to give me a few hours because we got some more paperwork to do, but I'm here. You got to be able to carve out time for people outside of your personal gratification. I love the members of the Smart People Network. I love on them. They love on me. Every one of them are brilliant. I'm so fortunate to be surrounded by people who care about not just themselves, but other people. When you want to talk about genuine care, people say to me like, well, the biggest problem we have is that we just got to make room for more people. We have to make room. That's not a big problem because it's I'm painting houses and he building houses. What if he get more houses than me? We don't think like that. We don't even operate like that. It's enough. It's an overflow over here. And if you're not in the overflow, that's because you're not in the Smart People Network. And that's real.
Now that is 100% plug. I love it.
Yes.
I love it. Okay. Sandra, you got any more comments? We're 9 minutes to closing.
No, I don't have any more comments. I'm just really excited and very glad I was able to attend today. It's great to see, and especially during Women's History Month, to have another woman that is out there to shine and is doing in the spotlight, doing great things, not only for women, but for everyone.
Yeah.
Like I say, I really believe that people definitely need to see you and hear you more, because I had not heard of you until today. I had to ask Wanda, who is this?
Who is she?
And you need to be out there. The whole time you're talking, I'm thinking about some folks, including some that were over at BMO Harris Bank, again, who need to hear and need to be part of your network, because there were some young folks over there who are in the banking profession who, again, like you say, thirsty, hungry, want to go further, but I can see that they're being suppressed, because I saw the woman that was suppressing them yesterday.
Oh, wow.
But again, that's only because, like Dr. Lane just said, she too wants to get higher, and she's at that, and she looks like she's at that age where she's just spinning, and she's got those younger folks with her, and they're all there energetic, and she's not letting them, flourish or shine, because she doesn't want them to outshine her. And you can feel that in her. Great person, great personality. They're all working, but she needs a Dr. Lane. She needs a Smart People Network to help her get to the next level, and to help her go back and culture and nurture that group that she has, who can also come to the Smart People Network to get to where they want to be. And again, we haven't heard of you. So I got to find a way to go, when I drive back through there, which I will, I'll give them your information and say, hey, go and check her out. Because they're in the hood too, by the way. They're right there.
In the hood. Right there in the hood.
They're right there in 47 in Drexel. I'm saying, go and check her out. She's phenomenal.
Yeah.
This is something that you can use.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna give them the information and leave.
There you go.
That's it. Because they do need you. And I mean, I'm glad I got a chance to hear you. And I'm gonna have them work on that insurance thing. I know some more young Black men. They can do just what you said. They're young enough. They need to have that money and do that insurance and have that over there in that corner. So we may have to call you back since you got your license first on. But I'm going to get with them too.
That'll work.
And thank you. Thank you. It was great meeting you.
See there, Dr. Lane. Look at that, girl. I knew when I met you yesterday. I said, look, this woman, she over here doing some phenomenal things. She must be. She in the hood. She ain't trying to run over there and be with the white, excuse me, I didn't mean to say that, the other people. She's over here trying to work with her people. And it's okay. That's a wonderful thing. Wonderful thing.
Thank you so much.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. So we have 3 minutes. I'll let you do the close for our show. Tell us what people need to know about you, how they contact you, and if they want to join your network, what they need to do.
Thank you. Well, again, please visit us at the smartpeoplenetwork.com, spnmembers.com. We're on social media. You can find Smart People Network, SPN, hashtag SPN. The biggest thing right now, even if you're not ready to join, share the information. What Ms. Campbell just said, sharing the information. I mean, that's the food of life. Being able to share. We share so much, but be willing to share some good. It's all good in the hood, is what we say, and all over the world, because we are international. We have a school we're doing over in Abuja, Nigeria right now. And it's phenomenal. We got a lot of money going over there, and we need to be a part of that, because it may be a time that we all are over in Abuja, Nigeria. We may be all on a trip. So we want to have some land and some activity taking place over there. And that's one of the things we talk about seriously, is financial forecast, spirituality, well-being. And to end up, I just really want to thank you, Ms. Wanda Carter, for giving me the opportunity, and the team the opportunity to come on and share in your space and to hear what you're doing. And we'd like to stay informed on what you all are doing. TJ did a phenomenal job playing that video. I mean, teamwork makes the dream work for real.
Absolutely, absolutely.
For real.
Thank you so
What's
much.
What's your phone number, Dr. Lane?
Like to know. Man,
what's your phone number?
What's your phone number?
312-858-3300. 312-858-3300.
It has really
been a pleasure. You can email at members@smartpeoplenetwork.com. But we want to be a part of what you all are doing. When we're sending out our newsletter, I mean, we have over 130,000 in our database. So we like to tell people what you're doing as well. We love to spotlight partnerships, collaborations, associations. We want to do it.
I'll send you an outline of trips. That's what the Chicago Communicated News Media is doing. Our website is under construction. Once it's back up, we'll send you that. And I enjoyed your conversation this evening, and all of your members, welcome. Thank you for joining us. And please come back again. We will now add your email to our list for shows. We do a show every Wednesday at 6 o'clock. And tomorrow night, we'll be doing a show called Woman to Woman. Women's point of view about life, because we are in life. Everything, all things come from us. Join us tomorrow. I'll send you an email.
Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. Everybody, have a great night. Thank you for joining. I appreciate you, TJ.
Thank you. Everybody stay safe.
Thank you. Everybody, see you later. Bye-bye.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.